And welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching reacting to Montreal Canadiens versus Buffalo Sabres 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs, Round 2, Game 7. The series is tied 3-3, of course. That's how it is. But Montreal are playing in Buffalo. Montreal at Buffalo. The winner of this game plays the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final. The loser of this game goes home. It's that simple. Winner take all. Winner take all. It's that simple. At KeyBank Arena in Buffalo. Messier wearing a Game 7 hat. Okay. Either way, the best two words in sports, Game 7. Of course, there's no word to match it in football parlance, soccer parlance. World Cup final, maybe? I don't know. Cup final, maybe? Kapanen in the lineup. I'm glad to see that. Finally, Oliver Kapanen gets in the lineup, finally, for the Habs. Center to third line of Bolduc and Doc. That sounds interesting to me. I mean, they had to shake some up after the last game. Even though I think Montreal's better on the road, they had to shake something up. They had to shake something up. Of course, the puck drop is in 18 minutes. So even though it's 6:30, they still got to do the anthems and everything. So puck drop will be closer to 6:42. Yeah, 6:42 will be closer to puck drop. Tomorrow, or Wednesday, Game 1 of Colorado versus Vegas, the Western Conference Finals. And then Carolina will play the winner on Thursday of this game in the Eastern Conference Finals. One more team to move on. We have 4 left in the NBA. Of course, they have their conference finals about to begin. And the NHL is close to the same. So we'll see how this goes. 3 periods, 60 minutes of hockey, and maybe even more. Now, wouldn't it be fitting if we go to overtime tonight? Wouldn't it be fitting? But while we're at it, bold decision from Marty. Whenever he makes bold decisions, it seems to work out for him. Let's see. Yeah, no game in this series has gone to overtime yet. Feels like we're due one, aren't we? Feels like we're due at overtime, aren't we? I didn't say it was going to happen, but it feels like we're due one, aren't we? Let's look at the Habs-Tampa series. Was there an overtime in this series? Yes, Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, and Game 6. There were 4 overtimes in the Montreal-Tampa series. So maybe they used up all their overtimes. There was 1 overtime in the Bruins-Sabres series. The Bruins won that. So, interesting to look at there. There was 4 overtimes in the Tampa-Montreal series. So maybe they've used up all their overtimes, at least for this round. Or the first couple of rounds. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So we're getting ready for this Game 7 to be played. Point is, whoever wins is going to the conference finals. Whoever loses is going home. I think both teams can be very proud of their seasons. If they end tonight, I think both teams can be proud of their season. Montreal growing from where they were last year to being a game away from a conference final. Buffalo from going from nowhere to, again, being a game away from a conference final. I think both teams can be very proud of where they've been this year. And I think that's, well, of course, it hurts to get eliminated, but I honestly, to be real, I don't think I know that feeling. Like, or it's a feeling that I've definitely forgot. Like, yes, I was proud of the Leafs in 2016-17 when they made the playoffs and played the Capitals. When they got eliminated there, yeah, I was proud of the Leafs. Like, they fought hard. They pushed the Capitals to the brink, or way further than we thought they would. And then after that, 2017-18 hurt pretty badly. 2018-19 hurt. 19-20 was just an absolute, that was bad. Montreal-Toronto 2021 was a absolute, oh man, no, that was bad. How we doing, Dillon? How we doing? Let's see, what else do we got? 22-23 against the Lightning. Or 21-22 against the Lightning, that was bad. 22-23 against the Panthers, that was bad. 24 against the Bruins, wasn't proud at all. 24-25, yeah. 24-25 against the Panthers. That point is, I was not proud of the Leafs in the playoffs, except for maybe the first one with Matthews and Marner and Nylander. That was the only one I came out proud. So, but the good thing is yes, losing's going to hurt. If you're a Buffalo or Montreal fan, losing this game's going to hurt whoever loses. That's a fact. But unlike me, both of your fan bases will be proud of their team if they lose tonight from what they've done this year. The Habs have grown from where they were last year. They've gone deeper. They've had an amazing season. The Buffalo Sabres came out of nowhere to win the Atlantic in the regular season, of course, and they were a game away from winning the Atlantic in the postseason. I mean, what's there not to be proud about? Now, of course, it depends on how you lose the game. For a Leafs fan, it doesn't matter how he lost the game. It just sucked. I mean, yeah, if the Habs or Sabres, whoever loses gets blown out, then I guess that's a different discussion. And then maybe that takes away some of the pride and happiness about how your season went. But if it was like a 1-goal loss and it just broke the other team's way, And besides, after the way Game 6 went, I don't think we're going to get another one of those. Especially for Buffalo. Like, if it does, it's going to be Montreal 1 with multiple goals. I think we're going to have a close game tonight. Hell, I think we have a very good chance of overtime because we haven't had an overtime yet in this series. We haven't. I think we're due one. Wouldn't shock me if we're going to overtime in about 2.5 hours. Wouldn't shock me at all. But 2 best words in sports, Game 7. Oh, look at that. George Springer has got his 1,500th hit in the MLB. George! Savior of the Blue Jays! Is this Game 7? In Game 7, heaven forbid. Well, I mean, come on, it is Game 7. It hasn't been overtime yet. Lovely. Lovely. I might as well keep the Jays score up. Yeah, I might as well. That's a good point. Might as well. And the Yankees are ahead 1-0. Damn it. Is Patrick Corbin turning into a tire fire again? Paul Goldschmidt hit a home run. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Paul Goldschmidt is the reason why the Yankees are up. Lol. Jakub Dobesh, first rookie goalie to play in multiple Game 7s since 2019. Jordan Binnington, of course, played multiple Game 7s in that 2019 playoff run and won the Stanley Cup in Game 7. I think it was the Stars series. That was the Game 7. Yeah. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in goal for the Buffalo Sabres. Makes sense. He's been better than Lyon. Jekai. Buffalo wearing blue, Montreal wearing white and red. Neymar's made Brazil's squad. Yep. Honestly, I'm happy to see it. I'm glad he made it. Let's see if his last stand is what people think it's going to be. Let's come back and check and see what's going on. The Curacao away kit is fire. I haven't seen it yet, but either way. Can you buy me the Curacao away kit? No. No. I love this. I love this. When someone rags on the Leafs as a fan, the best way to shut them up is explain the Leafs have hurt me more than their opinions ever could. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's true, though. It's true, though. The Leafs have hurt me more than anybody's opinions on the Leafs ever could. Exactly. Exactly. You know what, though? Curacao away kit. Oh. Oh. Holy fuck, that is awesome. The pink, teal, and yellow striping on the shoulder, the beige jersey, the blue striping. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God, that is a slam dunk. With the Adidas trefoil. Holy Lord. Holy Lord. I want that. That's what I'm talking about. Wow. Lovely. Awesome. Wow. Holy shit, that's awesome. Wow. That might be one of the best kits of the World Cup. It's gotta be. Wow. I didn't think Adidas would. They showed up for them, dude. Well, here we go. Classic and experimental at the same time. They nailed it. They nailed it. They nailed that shit. Wow. Here come the anthems. Wow. I need that one in my collection. I need that one in my collection, that's for sure. Ooh. Perfect, man. Doing kit review for the World Cup? Maybe. Possibly. I do a kit countdown video for the World Cup. See how much. We'll see how much time I have to make that PowerPoint and do all that. It's a decision. It's a possibility. I won't say it's 100% likely, but I won't say it's 0% likely. Probably about 65, 70%. And then I do it as extra content. Also, talking about the CONCACAF rosters that get released as well, like we did last time. That we did do last time. Maybe I'll make it one. I don't know if I'll make it multiple videos or make it its own video. But if you remember the 2022 World Cup, I did do videos talking about the rosters that got selected for the CONCACAF teams. Canada, USA, and Mexico, and Costa Rica. So I think I'll probably do the same thing with Canada, USA, Mexico, Curacao, Panama, and Haiti. I think I will do the same there. But is it going to be whenever they release them each time? Or if there's an open spot, I'll put a couple together? Or is it going to be, it depends, like I did last time? Or is it going to be each team as its own? Or is it all just going to be one big stream where I go over all 6 rosters? We'll see how that plays. But it's easier. It's more views, you know? Here we go. Of course, the own prediction video, of course. course, the kits. We'll see. There's a lot of World Cup content I'll do before the tournament even starts, besides the friendlies. Either way. Jakub Dobeš in goal for the Habs. 7-6 this postseason. They've never moved off of them. What's the best kit from CONCACAF? Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, the goalie for the Sabres. It's either Canada's black away kit or Curacao. Also, Mexico's black third kit is pretty awesome too. And that's a face-off, and it's won by the Habs. The Habs start off with a puck. Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, the first line. The second line, Newhook, Evans, Demidov. Habs had the puck. Texier, Deneau, Anderson, the third line. No relation. Zach Bolduc, Kapanen, and Doc, the fourth line for the Habs. Their defensive pairings, Matheson, Carrier, their first pair. Iced and an offensive zone faceoff. Dobson, Hudson, their second pair. And their third pair, Arbor Xhekaj and Caden Goulet. And, of course, in goal, Jakub Dobeš. Gallagher, Struble, and Veleno scratched. Offensive zone faceoff here. Sabres, Benson, Norris, Thompson, their first line. Zucker, Hellenius, Quinn, second line, and the face-off won by the Sabres. Tuck, McLeod, and Doan, the third line. Greenway, Krebs, Malenstein, the fourth line. Dahlin and Samuelson, their first pair defensively. Power and Byram, their second pair. And their third pair, Metza and Timmins, the former Leaf Connor Timmins. In goal, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Luke Shen, Kozak, and Stanley scratched. Logan Stanley got scratched. And Luke Shen. Is he okay? Okay. Behind the net, 19:20 to go, 0-0. Winner takes all. It's that simple. Ain't nothing but you got to win. That's exactly the story. Plays it forward, blocked, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen puts it behind. Suzuki, damn, both of them. Yes. Shen and, oh yeah, they were both Jets. Luke Shen and Logan Stanley were both Jets. Yeah. Yeah, they both got scratched. Oh yeah, Luke Shen was a Jet. I think that's, wait, is that who traded him to the Leafs? Was he there right before he got traded to the Leafs? I think so, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was traded from Winnipeg to Toronto. What was it? Then he went to Nashville. I think with Ryan O'Reilly. I think they both, either way. Montreal shot wide. Montreal, I think, had the first shot there, 18:48. Montreal looks slightly better to start because, of course, they're better on the road. Like, it's ironic. Montreal's got to be like the first team I've ever seen who doesn't need home ice advantage. Like, they don't care about home ice. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, but if Montreal wins the cup, it makes it way more awesome. They won't have home ice any of the playoff rounds. Shot! Covered by Pekka Luukkonen, but it gets cleared. Kapanen loses his stick. He picks it back up. It wasn't broken. That's the good news. To the blue line, and he loses the zone. What a forecheck by the Sabres. Back check, forecheck, paycheck, eh? 17:43. And then I think Luke Shen got traded back to the Jets because Luke Shen and Braden Shen both were in the same series together last year. Because they're brothers, you know. Because they're brothers, you know. Good spin. Keeps him away. Puts it wide behind the net. How we doing, son? How we doing? Major news. What is it? Playing forward. New hook. Goes out of play. Cuban President Diaz. Cuba warns of a bloodbath if USA attacks Cuba. Good. Stand up for your country. That's exactly what you should do. Say, hey, we ain't going to go down easy. Shot wide. That's exactly what he should do. If you're going to attack us, we ain't going down easy. That's exactly what he should say. I'd be worried if my leader didn't do that. Playing forward. If I was in a country that was going to get attacked by a bully, I would be mad if my leader didn't say, yeah, you might invade us, but we ain't going down easy. I'd be like, I'm getting the fuck out then. 2 shots to 1. Tuck. Playing forward. There's 70. I thought it was. That was a 73. No, it was Metza, actually. Playing forward. Montreal playing it forward. They have 2 shots. The Sabres have 1. Cuba has over 400 Iranian and Russian drones. They're going to bomb bases near them. We have a base in Trinidad. Well, as long as you're not living near it, you'll be fine. Shot. Goal! Montreal scores! 1-0 for the Habs. A tap-in by Philip Danault. Philip Danault scores for the Montreal Canadiens. A tap-in, and Montreal leads. They got the opening goal for the 2nd time this series. Plays it back. Shot and a tap-in by Philip Danault. Goulet with a shot puts it on. And Danault with a tap-in. Oh, shit, it went off his skate. Well, he didn't kick it in. It just bounced off his skate. I don't think that'll be taken back, but it does go off Danault. It does go off Danault. I don't think he kicked it, so that's the good news. It did go off his skate, though. Philip Danault. Goulet, it does count. 1-0. Goulet assist. First goal of the playoffs for Danault, his first career Game 7 goal. Goulet and Texier with the assist. And it is 4:30 through the game, first period. Montreal leads, agreed. 3 shots to 1, and Montreal gets the opening goal. Off the skate and in from Danault. What a shot by Goulet to put it off the skate. Perfect. Sometimes you just got to take it as it is. As long as you don't kick it, it's fine. And he did not kick it. It just went off the side of his skate and ricocheted. It ricocheted into the goal. Ricocheted. Lovely. 1-0. 13:54. Goes behind. Good play by... Oh, here's a breakaway for the Habs. Could it be? Blocked by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen off the chest. Off the chest. And it was Carrier with the breakaway. And it just wasn't meant to be. If it was anybody with a better shot, maybe the Habs would be 2-0 up right now. Here's a chance shot covered by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Wow. Caulfield with a shot, but it's covered. Wow. What a start. The Habs want this bad, man. I mean, you should want a Game 7 pretty badly. I mean, I know what Game 7... I know what a team looks like when they really want to win a Game 7. Because the Leafs never do. Because the Leafs never do. Or, actually... No, I do know a Leafs team who actually wanted to win a Game 7. Matt Sundin was still playing back then. Ty Domi was still playing back then. I wasn't even in elementary school yet. They didn't win, but they tried. That's the difference. Sometimes you want to win. Sometimes it doesn't pan out. Damn. Lindy Ruff, stop whining. I agree with Craig Button. This ain't the 80s or 90s anymore. Either way, point is, in the Matthews era, I have not seen a Leafs team wanting to win a Game 7 ever. Which is funny because, ironically enough, 2 days before those Game 7s, the Leafs always show up in Game 6. They always find a way to extend it to 7, and you're like, oh, they may actually win this time. If they could just play like this 2 days from now, they might actually win. And then they don't. Either way. 13:34 left in the period. 1-6 in Game 7s for the Sabres. Only win was the conference quarterfinals against the Ottawa Senators in 1997. 1-0. You know, point is, the last time I seen a Leafs team actually want to win a Game 7 and actually try, Matt Sundin was still on the team. Ty Domi was still on the team. Brian McCabe was still on the team. Thomas Kaberle, I think, was on the team. It all bleeds together. So, either way, hopefully, when Matt Sundin back in the front office, next time the Leafs play a Game 7, they'll actually want to win the damn thing. Playing forward. Or maybe we can actually win a series in 6! Well, actually, the series we have won have been in 6. Never let it get to a Game 7. But, speaking of the Leafs, as you can see, I'm sitting on the blue cup couch, the blue hockey cup couch. That's funny and you know it. That's funny and you know it. I don't like this feeling. I really don't. I don't. Playing forward. Why? Well, if you mean by liberal a neo-lib who's a centrist or a damn near centrist, kind of like, I don't know, Hillary Clinton or Chuck Schumer or Mark Carney or Justin Trudeau. Well, no, Justin Trudeau was pretty. Or Jean Chrétien, Paul Martin. Neo-lib, yes. I respect. Here's the funny thing. I respect the extremes more. Like, the only thing I don't like is a centrist or a neo-lib or a neo-con. Like, I vibe more with the extremists on each end. You know? Wide. AKA... At least they actually stand for something. At least a communist actually stands for something. At least a socialist actually stands for something. At least a far-right ideologue stands for something. At least the anarcho-capitalist stands for something. At least the anarcho-communist stands for something. A neo-lib and a neo-con don't stand for shit. So, basically, whoever's the most extreme, I prefer. Because here's the commonality. Extremists want change, and we need change. Point is, I think all of the extremists should band together and find that change, and then they fight to see who leads. Basically an extremist civil war. The extremists destroy the middle, and then it's an extremist civil war, and then whoever leads, leads. Sounds better to me than what we're... Sounds better to me. Playing forward. One nothing. And that's something I said forever, by the way. That's not even new. Shot! What a save by Dobesh. That's something I've said forever, by the way. That's not something new. Like, there's a lot of things where I'm like, hold on, what is this? Nah, this is a lot of bullshit. No, I've always said that. Like, I've never not said plays it wide. Like I've always said, I prefer the people who actually stand for something than actually stand for... I actually prefer the change. I prefer people who actually stand for something. No matter where they are. Neo-libs and neocons don't stand for shit. Except the status quo. Neocons want the status quo with lots of war. And austerity. Neo-libs want the status quo with more political correctness. To make them feel like they're actually doing something. They don't stand for shit. Saved by Dobesh. Either way. And it looks like Buffalo's going on the power play, I think. Either way. Doesn't look like there's any penalties. 8:15. What a save by Dobesh there. So either way. I mean, I agree. I agree. Sort of. Well, I mean, you kind of know what a neo-lib's intentions are. I mean, you kind of know. But either way. I mean, what did Malcolm X say? That the moderate is the person to fear. Instead of the either way. I mean, I think this has been obvious. Carney very well might be both. Here's the thing about Mark Carney. Like, I feel like he has liberal policies, but I feel like he could have easily been a progressive conservative prime minister about 20-something years ago. I don't know what to think about Mark Carney. Like, for some reason, I don't hate him. But for some reason, I side-eye the guy. Like, it's weird. I don't exactly get it. I can't put my finger on what the hell he is. I can't. Playing forward. Like, he ran the most perfect liberal campaign of all time. Like, I think he's the only person who's actually used Trump derangement syndrome to win an election. And resoundingly. He had really no, and also part of his platform he stole from Pierre Poilievre as well. Like, Slavkovsky. I'm like, because not even American liberals could do that. Shot, saved. Like, I've never even seen the American Democratic Party use Trump derangement syndrome to that big of an election win. I never have. Because let's not forget, maybe 2020, you could say they did, but that was still close. Like, 2020 was not a landslide by any means. 2020 was more of a lot of people use mail-in ballots, and you could say what you want about that. Mark Carney legitimately, I mean, it was the fact he dismantled the NDP and the Bloc Québécois. And the Montreal Canadiens are on the power play. Zach Benson in the box. Like, he dismantled the Green Party never had anything. The NDP and the Bloc Québécois. It was conservative versus liberal. If the Conservatives, if it wasn't a two-party race, he would have had a majority. That's how dominant their vote share was. Pierre's lucky that Mark Carney made it a two-party race. Mateo Chavez has been called up for the World Cup. Delay a game. Playing forward, Montreal. And yeah, he did. But the fact that a Canadian politician used Trump derangement syndrome, whether right or wrong, to his effect to dominantly get the prime ministership when the Liberal Party was so fucked in Canada 3 months before, it's a wonder. And he made it a two-party race. Like, you don't realize how competitive the NDP and the Bloc Québécois truly are. You don't know Canadian politics. What Mark Carney did you cannot. It's very impossible to make a parliamentary prime ministership election a two-party race. That's what the last one was. The NDP got fucking destroyed. I'm not saying Jagmeet was a good leader. He was not by any means. He was no Jack Layton. He was no Jack Layton. And I have a high respect for Jack Layton. I think Canada missed out on Jack Layton. I think Jack Layton dying of cancer was probably one of the worst things that could have happened in politics in general. I have a high respect for Jack Layton. And that's a goal for Montreal. 2-0 on the power play with seconds left. What a shot. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen had no chance there. Zach Bolduc with a power play goal. João Pedro isn't going to the World Cup, I know. So, point is, like, if you knew anything about Canadian politics, you'd be like, huh. What a slap shot by Zach Bolduc from the point. What a shot. That pass was fire. Yeah, it was. And it bounced. Hold on. Off the post. I think it ricocheted in and out. I need to see another. Wow. What a shot. So much power. Ricocheted in and out. I also miss Rob Ford. Yes. See, that's where I am. Like, I have a high respect for Jack Layton. I also am a big Rob Ford guy. Doug, a little bit less so. Like, that's exactly, and you think I'm not an anarcho-capitalist libertarian. See, icing. What dyed-in-the-wool conservative would have a high respect for Jack Layton? What dyed-in-the-wool liberal would have a high respect for Rob Ford? So if you don't believe the libertarian shit, I don't know what to tell you. Why? Because I'm sure some people don't. I'm all over the map, really. Wide. Covered. Like, look up Jack Layton. Tell me you don't respect that guy. Playing forward. Shot. I never liked Stephen Harper, by the way. Dude was the Canadian George W. Bush. And I hate Bush. Like, I think Canada missed out. I really do. Jack Layton was the best prime minister that never was a prime minister. I'm serious. I'm serious. Playing forward. Look up Jack Layton's speech. Look up the 2011 parliamentary debate. Tell me Jack Layton wasn't that dude. Covered. What a block by the Habs. 2-0 Montreal. Dude, Jack Layton made Quebec turn orange. Again, you need to know Canadian politics to realize how awesome that guy was to turn Quebec orange. NDP is orange. You have to know Canadian politics to know. It's actually Canadian politics is actually very interesting. It really is. 359. I guess I could. Jack Layton was pretty much the Canadian Bernie Sanders, if that makes you understand anything. And I like Bernie too. Like, 2016 me really wanted the general to be Bernie versus Trump. Because either way, it was going to be a populist. That's the way I think. And I still think we got robbed. Either way. Blue Jays hit the Yankees for 3 runs in the 4th. Good. Two nothing. 2:57 to go on the first. Suzuki and Hudson with the assist. $14.29. Yankees fans are leaving Yankee Stadium early. I love when the Jays beat the Yankees. That's one of the main reasons I love Bernie. Bernie was like the only Democrat who was like, I'm not going to take the guns. The Second Amendment means something. I'm like, I fucking love this guy. Like, I mean, I liked him because he was a populist. He wasn't a neo-lib. But when he said the Second Amendment, it means something, I'm like, pretty much. I'm like, I fucking love this guy. I fucking love this guy. Tyrone Taylor's home run shocked the Yankees badly. Because, yes, a libertarian goes by the Constitution. The Second Amendment's in the Constitution. You have the right to keep and bear arms. Now, should we have harder background checks so criminals don't get guns? Or we don't let kids who are hopped up on freaking psychedelic drugs getting guns? Yeah, sure. But either way. I said that in 2016. Yeah, he was very, well, I mean, you could be a left libertarian or a right libertarian. I mean, do you not know the political compass? I mean, 122. I mean, there's anarcho-capitalist and anarcho-communist. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Why? What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Blocked away. That just shows you there's two sides of the Libertarian Party. If there's an anarcho-communist and an anarcho-capitalist, that just shows you there's two sides. If you think about it, 46 seconds left. 2-0 Montreal, dominating so far. $36 seconds to go. Yeah, Bernie was very libertarian for, like, I never thought, like, yeah, he was a democratic socialist, but I can sit here, TV timeout with 36 seconds left in the period. Okay. Do we really have to do it like that? Either way, you know, I thought he was also very libertarian. I never said, well, oh yeah, he did get, what's the difference? Being a Chi-Com, what's the difference than what he already was? What's the difference? There's no difference. Nothing's going to change. None. He was already a shill. What's the difference? What's the difference? He was already a shill. What's the difference of getting cucked by G? What's that going to change? What's that going to change? Nothing. It's the same shit. There's no difference. There's no difference. playing forward. But 12-2 in scoring first, Montreal, 2-0, 2-0. 35 seconds to go. It was offside. Okay, that's why they had the TV timeout. That's got to suck. Just let it be. I mean, 36 seconds? We're really going to have a TV timeout? You can do fucking ads at the end of the freaking period. What are we doing, man? Fuck, man. It's ads. Like, you already got them at the end of the period. Like, yeah, we're going to put an extra ad break in there. 9 seconds to go. 11 shots to 9. Montreal's been the better team so far. Montreal wants it more, it seems. And that is the end of the first. 2-0 for the Habs. Dillon and Bolduc. I still miss him in St. Louis. 2-0. We'll talk more about the hockey in the second period, don't worry. Either way. Well, I mean, he's only going to be the LA mayor. It's not like he's the governor. Spencer Pratt, I mean, really, the LA mayor matters. Like, I want to see what chaos. Like, I want to see it for the chaos. Screw it. You know, I want to see it for the chaos. Dude's a freaking... Dude, I remember Spencer Pratt on the Hills. I watched the Hills back then. This dude's a nut. Do you remember when he bought all those crystals at the end of the series? I want to see him be the mayor for the freaking chaos. Like, that's going to be hilarious. That's going to be hilarious. But then again, kind of goes along with he ain't a common politician, that's for sure. So do it. Fine. Cool. That you got my, if I was in LA, you got my vote. You ain't a common politician. If it's a disaster, it's a disaster. At least it's going to be a hilarious one. It's a disaster, it's a disaster. At least it's going to be a hilarious one. Maybe he actually will be a good mayor. Maybe he actually grew up. I don't know. I would assume no. But my mom loved the Hills back when it was on, of course. I was always around when she was watching it, so it is what it is. It's not like I chose to watch that show. Anthony Volpe stole third base. Ah, fuck. Well, whatever, it's fine. With that being said, we'll take a short break. At the intermission, we'll talk about the first period. Bottom 4, 1 out, 1 on third. Hey, at least we'll still have the lead even if he gets home. Either way, Patrick Corbin ain't doing too badly, all things considered. Patrick Corbin ain't doing too bad, all things considered. He walked him, Escara. Well, 3-1 Blue Jays. With that being said, we'll take a short break. We'll be back. Short break. 2-0 Montreal. 15 minutes to the second period. We're back. Stolen base, and he scores as well. Yeah, I know. The Yankees tied it. I can see it. I have freaking game day up. I know. Second, during the intermission, it is 2-0 Canadiens. I think the Canadiens had an amazing first period. They came out wanting this game more. They came out looking like the better side. Montreal wants this game more, it seems to look like. Oh, Ernie Clement hit a home run for the Jays. Nice. One swing gave him the lead, and now, well, either way. Either way, I think the Habs have been the better team by far. They've gotten 2 goals. They've done very well. They've dominated the first period. They had more shots, 11-9. They scored on their power play. They're not winning the faceoffs as much as the Sabres have, but it's only by 1. 14 hits to 7. They're hitting more. I think you should, Daniel. I think you should. 5 shots to 2, 6 giveaways to 6, 2 takeaways to 1. Montreal looks like the better team by far. And we'll see how the second half goes as it is. But five minutes to the start of the second period. But here we go. Waiting for the second period to start. Valenzuela flew out. Of course he did. 2-0. Dillon gets his first ever Game 7 goal. Bolduc with a goal. I miss him in St. Louis. Second period about to start. Retaping their sticks for the third, or the second, I should say. So, second period about to start. Let's see if Montreal can keep it going or they're going to have to flip it. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, Montreal, 3 goals in the playoffs for Bolduc. Danault's first playoff goal this season and his first Game 7 goal ever. That's got to be awesome. Man, I wish the Leafs could have players who score in Game 7s. especially in the middle six and bottom six, but even our top four, our core four, or whatever. Technically, I would think that's going to be a ball, but either way, you feel bad for Jazz Chisholm. He's striking out every at-bat since you called him trash. No. He's garbage. So, he's doing what you expect. He's going to give the freaking Yankees the lead. Wait. Oh, yeah, he's playing. Okay. Garbage. Oh, with that being said, waiting for the second period to start. It started in 2 minutes. Then he struck out on the sweeper anyway. Gotcha. George, savior of the Blue Jays. Ball one on Springer. I'm going to need Springer to get on base and then Vladdy to hit a homer just to, feel bad for Detroit Pistons fans after their team is eliminated. No, I always thought their team were a bunch of frauds. I mean, I would assume they all are. Can cat owner be vegan? I would assume most of them are. I didn't say all, I said most. I mean, I would, if you asked somebody if they were vegan and they said yes, then you asked them what pet they owned. George hit a homer! George Springer! George! Savior of the Blue Jays! Solo home run, George. Well, I mean, their human can still be vegan. They're not the one eating the meat. The cat's eating the meat. So, just buying meat doesn't mean you're not a vegan. Overall, though. Here we go, second period. Blue Jays lead 4-3. George Springer with a home run. George! Savior of the Blue Jays! Well, you know what? You kind of got a point there. Face off. Well, I guess you're not then. 203rd Game 7 in NHL history. Jays have the lead. Well, at least they got it back. Dillon and Bolduc with the 2 goals tonight. Both Montreal goals. Well, you have a point there, actually. That is a good point. I guess you're not then. I never thought of it like that. I know why they did it, but I never thought of it like that. But then again, a lot of vegans do it for, I'm sure they do it more for the fact it's social credit. So nobody's going to look at it that way. But you know what? You have a point. I don't think there's anybody who's actually vegan who does it because they're actually vegan. They do it for social credit and social justice. Wait, Stefan Robidas? Stefan Robidas is the freaking Montreal assistant coach? Well, I mean, if you look at it, think of it like this. Vegans. Performative. Cat owners, performative. Well, that was offside anyway. Oh, no, wait. That was, okay, Buffalo attacking. Cleared away. I mean, look at how people talk about cats, yeah? Like, I mean, it's obviously performative. Look at the history of cats. The reason why so many animals are extinct, we introduce them to so many environments they're not supposed to be in. Yeah. Braden Fisher in for the Jays. But either way. Like, I can't stand when people are like, oh, if you don't like cats, that's a red flag. Because cats have boundaries. Who made this a freaking dissertation? And dogs are subservient. Who made this a dissertation? I just am not a cat person. Wide, covered by Dobesh. Like, I mean, yeah, I think they're a bit odd. Also, I wouldn't really want to have a litter box in my house. Not exactly what... And can cats give you like toxoplasmosis? So having a litter box in your house could get you sick. I don't know. I don't think it's about, for me, no, I don't feel bad for Aaron Judge. For me, like, I mean, I guess partially it is sort of the, and it looks like Buffalo's going on the power play 17-20 through the second period on a trip. Like, for me, I don't want to get sick because I have a damn litter box in my house. Yes, I do want to have a pet that shows more love and not as standoffish. But I don't think that's a red flag. I grew up as more of a dog person. Rabbits aren't bad, though. You know, I mean, I think rabbits are cool. They're nice. They kind of act more like dogs personality-wise, but they could be a little bit standoffish, too. So it's not a red flag, you jackass. Either way. Those people, I'm going to be real. Those people who act like, oh, if you don't like cats, you're a red flag, especially if you're a really big dog person because dogs are more subservient. Get fucked. You make me hate cats even more than you're part of the problem. You're making this all a dissertation. You're making it all a dissertation about society. Get fucked. Like, no, I don't want to get toxoplasmosis because there's a fucking litter box in my goddamn house. I don't want to get sick because... Do I like cats' personalities? Not really. I feel like they're a little bit weird and... standoffish. Like, I'll gladly be a dog person and rescue dogs and take care of them. And I'm not... If you're a cat person, fine by me. But if you're going to talk about, oh, well, you're a red flag, get fucked. See, performative, you know? Performative, right? I bet you're a vegan too, motherfucker. I bet when you say shit like that, I bet you're a vegan too, motherfucker. I bet you are. You're the type of person who's a vegan because you're fucking performative and you say cats are the green flag animal. Get fucked. Get Okay, it was my Wi-Fi. I was like, did I say something? Did I finally get got? Holy shit. Okay. But again, it's not just, I mean, I think rabbits are cool. Rabbits are a good pet. I think they're nice. They act a little bit more like dogs when it comes to their personality, but rabbits are cool. I wouldn't mind having a horse. And put one in the Kentucky Derby. You know, I wouldn't mind that either. Having an actual farm with chickens, cows, and horses, sure, maybe I would. I would think it's more likely if I have farmland. I have a lot of dogs, and it would be, some of them are rescues and fosters, and some of them are just mine. But, you know, birds, I'd rather have a bird than a cat. Yeah, I'll agree with that. They are very smart, though, but I'd rather have a bird than a cat. You're right. You're right. Give me a parrot for sure. I am a pirate. Give me a parrot, you know. 2-0. 2-0. So is it really a red flag then? Crows are awesome. So is it really a red flag then if I vibe with rabbits and all these? Like, hey, if you're a cat person, that's fine. Don't tell me it's a red flag to be a dog person, though. Then I know what type of person you are. I think you're part of the problem. 4-3. Or for the Jays game. 2-0 here. So first, I guess this, well, either one. If you're just a normal cat person that, you know, you have a cat and you prefer cats, sure. Something like, I don't know, the hockey guy. He seems like a guy who just prefers cats. Fine by me. Don't tell me it's a red flag to be a dog person. You're the type of person that I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. You're fucking crazy. It's not a fucking social experiment, asshole. It's not a fucking social experiment, asshole. Well, that's the same type of person. See, that's the same person. Oh, Lennon Sosa got a single. It's the same person. Joke. Thing is, that's the same person. They're going to lecture you about veganism while owning a cat and also saying, oh, I'm a green flag because I own a cat and I drink soy milk and I'm a vegan. Are you really a vegan, though? Same person. Same person. Same person. But that's a good one to look for. Thank you very much. That's a good one to look for. 1454. That's a good one to look for. Let me guess. I'll be even more of a red flag because I know that the dogs that I will have will be pit bulls and Rottweilers and German Shepherds and all the big. I'm even more of a red flag, right? Okay, cool. Got it. Cane Corso. I'm even more of a red flag, right? Okay, got it. To those types of people, of course. Well, isn't rice a vegetable? Isn't, well, it's a grain, actually. Let's see, what else? It's not meat. Well, I mean, well, yeah, they do eat meat, yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of their diet. That's all I'm doing here. They eat everything that moves. Well, you're right. I mean, chicken, pork, duck, bats. Well, I mean, isn't it though? Well, is a grain a vegetable though? Oh, I mean, that one was a. Yeah. And we're at a TV timeout. Turtles, octopus, yeah. Starfish? How do you eat starfish? But that was legitimately my first question, though. I was like, isn't that technically... And to be clear, if anybody... Just to be clear, because I know that's gonna... That was legitimately the first question on my mind. Like, a grain isn't a grain technically a vegetable because rice is a grain? That legitimately was the first question on my mind. There was nothing behind that but a question, just to be clear. Because somebody's going to take it the wrong way. Because, I mean, technically, isn't a grain a vegetable? Like corn, rice. That's the way I was thinking about it. Corn, rice, things like that. Either way, face off. I'm not talking about the baseball player. Besides. Blue Jays have 2 on, 1 out. I don't know, either way. No, we got Vladdy. Why would I want Ben Rice? I love rice. The food. Either that digs my hole deeper or I don't know. I love rice. I love Japanese rice because that's the best type of rice in a rice cooker with a little bit of butter. But Ben Rice, no, I do not like Ben Rice. We also have Kazuma Okamoto. We don't need Ben Rice. We also have Jesus Sanchez. I'm really stepping on landmines here, playing it forward. In play runs, the Blue Jays score more runs. Ernie Clement with a ground out, but he scores a run, 5-3. How far would these teams take Carolina in the ECF? I think both. Montreal wins. I think Montreal wins over Carolina. Buffalo, I think Carolina in 7. I think Montreal wins over Carolina, though. I think Montreal's the better team. I think Carolina would have a better chance against Buffalo. I think Montreal beats Carolina. 6 or 7, probably. I didn't say it'd be a sweep. I think Carolina's just a bit better. That should be a power play for the Habs. Somebody got called for something. I wonder if you just popped in or Aaron Judge is not scoring. And Vladdy really isn't either. So do with that what you will. I just want the Jays to win, so do what you want. I think Carolina would take out Buffalo because of experience. I think Habs have a dog fight. Fair. That's kind of the way I see it. 12:22 to go. My Yankees are officially swooning. When y'all lost to the Mets, I knew the Jays would win this series. The Jays are back and y'all are going down. I love it. Power is officially turning back to Toronto. Borderline fraudulent. At least you're not the Mets. Avs versus Habs would be an interesting series. I would love to watch that. I'll try to at least do a game of it. I know the World Cup's coming up right as it starts, but we'll see what I do. Either way. First since 2011 conference semis for the Sabres. Lost 5-2 to the Flyers. Here comes the Habs. Shot! Goal! Wait. 3. Was it 3? Matheson or Anderson got thrown into the... he's wearing the number 17. Maybe I should buy that sweater. Hey, it doesn't look like there is a goal. He got pushed into the net. If that's a series, I think fans need to pray for Dobesh not to get slimed at the time. 5-3 Blue Jays at the wrong time. What are you saying? The freaking Avs will do the same thing? No, he put it over the... Okay, he put it over the bar and got thrown into the net. Okay. That's what happened. Okay. All right. Of Avs in 5 or 6. Yeah, I think you're right there. If it was Habs versus Avs, I think you're right there. But I think the Habs will give them a good fight. It's going to be hard, though. Got to be one, I think, the first President's Trophy team I've ever seen win. Same as it was versus Carolina. Well, no, I think Avs in 4. 4 or 5. Buffalo, Avs in 4. But again, I still think Carolina makes it over Buffalo. Josh Anderson is one tough dude. Yeah. I wish he was on the Leafs. I wish he was on the Leafs. 11:10 to go in the second period. We're almost halfway through the game. I wish he was on the Leafs. I would love for him to be on the Leafs. We need a guy like him. Jazz Chisholm actually singled. Lol. Good for him. Bottom of the 6th. Carolina would need to up the playoff scoring first. Well, I just said Avs in 4 or 5 against Carolina. I didn't say that the Hurricanes were going to win that in 4 or 5. Either way. 2-0. I'm confused. Matias Almeida is going to coach Rayados. So I guess we should want Toronto versus Monterrey to become a match at some point. Well, I guess the next time Toronto's in Champions Cup, I want them to play Chivas and play Monterrey. Shot saved. Jazz Chisholm struck out again. No, he hit a single. What do you mean struck out? He hit a single. At least he didn't score a run, but either way. Now Volpe, he might strike out, as is usual. TV timeout, and we're halfway through the game. 2-0 Habs. 2-0 Habs. They are holding on. Playing forward. Waiting for the game to get going again. Volpe struck out. Of course he did. Garbage. But either way, what keeps you believing Carolina would win versus the Habs? I mean, Carolina does this every year, don't they? They dominate the Metro. They steamroll the Metro just to get bodied by the Atlantic team. And I think Montreal is just as good as the Atlantic teams that Carolina have played years before. Like, I don't trust Carolina until they win the conference final. Until they win more than one game during the conference final. Like, yeah, we all act like Carolina are a damn wagon. We've done this every year. We've done this every year. But to say we've done this every year. So why is it any different? Like, I need to see them win 2 Eastern Conference Finals games before I even think, okay, you know what, this Hurricanes team might be different to the past, what, decade? 8 years? I need to see them win 2 conference final games before I say they're any different or even think about it. Probably got to win the series before I say they're different. They're a good team, don't get me wrong, but they always do this. Either way. Blocked away. Shot! Saved by Dobesh. Be a face-off. Habs are playing a mature game. Doesn't surprise me. I knew they bounced back after the last game. I knew it. Like, I'm not surprised they're playing a game like this. They're playing a solid game. I knew they would bounce back, and frankly, they're better on the road. Adam Mako in for Braden Fisher. I'm not surprised. I don't think anybody should be. Ottawa Charge beat the Montreal Victory. Victory. We'll go with victory. I ain't got the freaking Quebecois accent. 2-1, Ottawa Charge. They lead. They're behind by 1 in the series. If Montreal wins, they win the Walter Cup. If Ottawa wins, they go to a Game 5 in the next game. Plays behind the net. Man, it'd be awesome if Montreal won both a Walter Cup and a Stanley Cup in the same summer. That'd be interesting. Either way, playing forward. How are you feeling now that you're getting McKenna pretty soon? If we get Gavin McKenna, we get David Carls, our coach. We keep Austin. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to do some work in free agency and probably remake the D core. But, dude, man, I think the Leafs are going to make some free agency moves as well and some trades. I think things are looking up. for the Leafs. I still got to get that Wendy's meal, too. I still got to get that Wendy's meal to praise our GM, John Chaika. Even though, I mean, he doesn't own the Wendy's around me, but you get the joke. Well, I don't know if you do, actually. No. Well, it depends on what Austin feels about the project. They're going to talk to him in Arizona, Matt Sundin and John Chaika. It depends on how he feels about the project. If he likes the project, he helps them sign players. He tells them what exactly he wants. And he wants to stay, he'll stay. If he wants, I think very likely what they do this summer is going to decide if he's still a Leaf or not during the McKenna era. And Buffalo scores! It's a 1-goal game. Samuelsson pops it in. Arsenal now 1 game away from the EPL title. My predicted 1-0 scoreline. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Samuelsson scores. Oh, 6:41 left in the second. Oof, not on. Samuelsson gets the puck back to him at the slot and just slots it home. That was a good shot, too. 2-1. 2-1. Probably might come down to Pep's final game at City. Man, we're in for a thrilling end. I just hope Chelsea beats Tottenham tomorrow. So the final day, if West Ham wins and Tottenham loses, Tottenham are down. If Tottenham, Matthias Samuelsson with a goal. What a shot. Unassisted. Are you sure about that? I'm going to wait. Are they checking the goal? How the fuck was Dobesh supposed to see that? You just don't Malenstein and Greenway with the assists. $13.19. Two to one. All right. 6-17. Sometimes you just don't see it. Sometimes you can't. 5-3, end of the 6th. Blue Jays lead. Blue Jays lead going to the 7th. Playing forward is Buffalo. Can they take the momentum here? Shot wide from the point. Imagine if Tottenham goes down, the NFL officially plays both games in the EFL Championship Stadium. That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. I need it. I need it. De'Aaron Fox went to San Antonio? When the hell did that happen? 5:39. Can the Habs find a way? Good steal. Good steal. Season got there last year. De'Aaron Fox got there last year. Okay. That makes sense. Spurs weren't good last year. Well, they weren't as bad as they were, but they're not what they are this year. I really want the Spurs to beat OKC. I really do. I really do. I cannot stand another OKC championship, and I don't think New York's... I really don't want OKC to play New York shot safe. I could not stand that either. Spurs. I think the Spurs, they've had a better series. The season series against the Thunder, they've been dominant against them. I think it helps to have a guy like Wemby, who is an absolute alien, who can put 30 points on the board and rebound like a mofo. His defense is amazing. If they don't just give OKC every foul in the book every time Wemby tries to do something defensively, if they try to be somewhat fair refereeing-wise, I think the Spurs could win. The San Antonio Spurs. I think they can win, but I don't exactly like. We haven't dropped that. That's good. Ay, ay, ay. Where are we? Weird. Okay. And the Blue Jays, Valenzuela singled, Yohendrick Pinango. I want David Bednar as a Blue Jay. Yeah. He honestly would be better than Jeff Hoffman. I don't care if Bednar is getting released by the Yankees. He's still better than Jeff Hoffman. If we could get a cut price David Bednar to be our closer, and then Varland in the 8th, and Hoffman in the 7th, and Hoffman never pitches anything above the 7th ever again except for extra inning games, you know what? I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. That's fine by me. I'm good with it. I fear that Lane Hudson might end up on Team Canada. I thought he already picked the USA. Either way. 424. I thought he already picked the USA, and his brother did too. I thought Cole and Lane both picked the USA. It's funny. If you look at the draft board when Cole got drafted, the Leafs easily could have picked him. That would have been awesome. I mean, one brother on the Leafs, one brother on the Habs. You want to bring the rivalry back? Maybe that's the way to do it. Either way. 4:11 to go in the second period. Maybe that's the way you do it. 8 scoring chances per team in the first period. Buffalo's actually had more scoring chances in the second period than the Habs. I think Buffalo has had a better second period. The Habs have done well defensively, don't get me wrong, but Buffalo's been chasing the game, and they're back within 1. Looks like he's tied to USA. I thought so. I mean, I don't exactly know how cap ties work in hockey compared to football, but I would think. George Springer grounded into a double play, bottom of the 7th. 5-3 Blue Jays. Okay, just keep it going. Like, I don't exactly know how cap ties work in hockey compared to football. I don't think it's as soft as baseball, for sure. Like, baseball, the cap tying in baseball is bullshit, man. There isn't really any cap tying in baseball, especially with the World Baseball Classic. I mean, did you see what Marcus Stroman did? Did you see what Nolan Arenado did? Did you see what Vladdy can do? Like, Vladdy don't have to play every World Baseball Classic left in his career for the DR. He could play for Canada one day, and I think he might when he's washed. Stroll played for the USA, and then he played for Puerto Rico in 23. He won a championship with the USA. He played for Puerto Rico the next World Baseball Classic. Nolan Arenado played 2 World Baseball Classics for the USA, and then he just played for Puerto Rico. Baseball does not have cap tie. They do not. Football is very heavy on the cap tying. I don't exactly know where hockey falls in cap tie, but I don't know where it falls. Either way, playing forward. Playing forward. Baseball, Rosarena. He never played for Cuba in a World Baseball Classic, though. He just became Mexican. He defected from Cuba, moved into Mexico, and said, I'll be a Mexican citizen. Can I be a Mexican citizen if I play in the World Baseball Classic? And they gave him citizenship, and he played in the World Baseball Classic. Which is weird because his brother plays for the Cuban national football team as a goalie. I don't think Raiko or Rosarena would play for El Tri as a goalie, but he ain't bad, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'd ever play as a goalie in frickin' a Rosarena could play for Cuba or Mexico, and I think he'd be in that starting 11, or starting 9, I should say. Raiko or Rosarena would never play for Mexico in football. He would never. He's a good goalie, but he ain't that good. Yep. Streets also remember 2020 bubble playoff Randy Arozarena. Streets also remember the fact he was a St. Louis Cardinal. Streets also remember the fact the Cardinals were dumb enough to get rid of him. The Streets also remember John Mozeliak's a fucking baseball terrorist. Streets also remember Mike Schild is soft. Yes, I feel like that locker room video where he was recording Schild's speech at the end of a series in the playoffs in 2019 is what got him traded. Yes, I'm still salty about it. Yes. It also sucks he went to the Tampa Bay fucking Rays. And then he was a Jays killer. Streets won't forget. El Tri's just like the USA when it comes to goalies. Frankly, Canada has the best situation, and we don't have a good one either. We don't have a good goalie situation either. Dane St. Clair has fucking lost it, and Crepeau is playing for a shitty Orlando team. So I still think Crepeau is the better goalie. Now you're making me wonder, maybe we should just play James Panamis and say, fuck it. Because Dane St. Clair is shit. Miami signed him for him just to be shit. Orlando signs Crepeau, and Crepeau's playing in front of a Swiss cheese defense, and that's making him look like a piece of shit. James Panamis arguably is the best Canadian goalie in MLS, but he's never gotten a shot under Marsh, so why the hell would he get a shot now? In the crease, puck is covered. 31.7 left in the second. The Habs have to survive. And Dane sucks ass, but he always has. I've always been. And he was better in MLS, but now Dane has brought Canada Dane to Miami. Crepeau, I still think he's good, but he ain't going to get a shot with the team he's fucking playing for. Panamis arguably has had the best performances. And Portland might be kind of shit too, but at least Panamis is not looking like a jackass. Trying to see if the puck went behind. They're 1.7. Panamis is Canada's best keeper right now. I'm just a realist. You can call that negative. You can call that whatever. 31.7. They're putting 4 guys by the net. You might as well just survive. 2-1, Montreal. Like, I mean, honestly, I call it like I see it. It is what it is. I call it like I see it. If that pisses people off, so be it. And I'm going to say the first thing that comes to my mind. Sometimes that's a problem too. And not think it through. Sometimes that's a problem too. End of the second, 2-1. Either way. 2-1, Montreal still leads. Okay. All right. Either way, 2-1. We'll take a short break at the intermission. 2-1 for the Canadiens. They survived that late rush by the Sabres. They took a little bit of a shot, but see what happens. 20 more minutes. I'd take Mascherano wasn't much at fault as social media says. Told you he was shit. Well, here's the thing, though. You could get rid of the manager much easier than the players that don't deserve to be there. I'm just saying. And also, guess what? Messi's youth coach is the one coaching him now, and he was the chief soccer operator or whatever. Hoyos. Huh, what do you know? Another Messi guy. What do you know? Funny that, eh? Funny that, eh? Well, actually, it's ironically enough, he's better than Berterame. Berterame's been a disaster. And Suarez has actually shown levels, and he's old as fuck. Funny that. Ben Rice flat out to Penango. Funny that. You know what? No, I'll say it. I might as well be the CONCACAF lead gunner. I might as well be. Who am I kidding? Except I'm not on. Well, I'm sober. Yariel Rodriguez in for Adam Macko. I'm sober. I just have high energy and I say what I want to say. And I don't smoke cigarettes either. Either way. Yeah, you know, I would say that. Yeah, I'm pretty much the CONCACAF league gunner. I would go there. Yeah, I'd say that, yeah. I'll blame the Miami defense, McHale, and injuries for losses early this year. Well, yeah, your defense is Swiss cheese again. Yeah. McDavid's. Wow. When I don't even know that. That one I don't even know. When did he do that? Also, I've never called somebody's wife a lady of the night. And I haven't called people's kids scum. I haven't done that either. I have not done that either. And I don't think I'll ever do that. It's funny, though. The guy he did that to only complained after his wife cried about it. If you were defending your wife, why wouldn't you say something about it when it happened? So do you really care? Or did you just do it because your wife cried about it? I don't know. That's just... I'm just saying, do you really care then? Or did you... If you have to be told to call somebody out for calling your wife a lady of the night and your kids scum, and you only do it after your wife cried about it, do you really care about it? I don't know. It's not my problem. It's not my circus, but I can't really take you seriously when you didn't. I can't really take your complaint seriously when you didn't say anything about it when it happened. You just waited till your wife cried about it to you. I can't really take you seriously. Either way, it's not my circus. Not my circus. Not my circus. Not my circus. Marty's going to have a great second period intermission speech. I got a feeling he will. They need one after that period. It's not mine. Honestly, Noah Allen should replace McHale left center back and got us a cup. But would they do it again, though? 5-3 Blue Jays. Let's see what they do. It ain't my problem. Like, it was an absolute cinema. I'm like, that's not my problem. Like, if somebody insulted my wife and my kids, I'd take a shot at them, future wife and future kids. If somebody insulted them, I'd take a shot at them instantly. I'd come back instantly. I ain't going to wait for my freaking wife to cry to me about it. Or my kids. I'm not. Like, I feel like if you actually care, you're going to say something instantly. But whatever. Whatever. If you actually want to defend them, you say something instantly. I don't know. Well, it depends on either way. But again, not my problem. Well, fair enough. Either way. But the way he was putting it. I saw cherries at Whole Foods and a small bag was like $16. Are you in California right now? Because that would track. Are you in California right now? Because that would track. In-play runs. Oh, fuck. Did Bellinger hit a home run? Ah, damn it. Game tied. 5-5. Fuck. Bellinger hit a home run. Blue Jays, Yankees tied at 5. You're in Colorado. Well, shit, I guess. Damn. Damn. All right. Damn it. We let We let Bellinger hit a home run on us. Get the fuck out of here. 5-5. Going to the 8th. Let's see who we got first. Belly to belly. So, Vladdy. Okay. We need Vladdy to hit a homer, boys. We need Vladdy to show up. But that means I'll take a short break, talk about the second period, and get going. Another intermission. Yeah, that's sad to hear. That's sad to hear. No. No. We're back for the intermission. 2-1. Habs lead. They struggled late in the period. They defended hard, but the Buffalo Sabres were pushing heavy. And overall, definitely an interesting second period as the game went. I think personally, Jazz Chisholm just hit a home run. 7-5 Yankees. Are you fucking kidding me? Jazz Chisholm. Jazz fucking Chisholm. Him! Of everybody. Him! Go fuck yourself. No. Jazz Chisholm. Of anybody, him. Oh my God. Yeah, we ain't winning this game. We got homered on by a fucking loser. A scrub. God, man. Fucking hell, Yariel. What are you doing, man? Fuck. Waiting for the third period to start. .320 to go, going to the third period. Should have kept Mako in. I agree. Well, Jays are losing that one. Fuck. Should Tulo be in the Baseball Hall of Fame? I like Tulo. Damn. I think he's the Hall of Good. He ain't the Hall of Fame. I think he's a borderline. If he makes the Hall of Fame, it's going to take like 7 or 8, 9 ballots. Tulo's good, but if he is, it's going to take almost all the 10 ballots to get him into the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a first ballot or a third ballot Hall of Famer. He's probably Hall of Good. .124 to go in the third period. Oh, Jordan Greenway with a goal. Jordan Greenway scored the goal for the Sabres. Malenstein, Samuelson assist, Greenway with a goal. If only injuries didn't shorten his career. I agree with that. I think it was the injuries that did it more than anything else. He was okay in Toronto. He barely even played for the Yankees. So, I mean, do we even count that? God only knows. Dude, does that even count? Either way. One more period to go. Possibly overtime, but either way. I think Arenado's in the Hall of Fame. Yes, I think Arenado makes the Hall of Fame. Arenado has basically the same resume as Scott Rowland, except his injuries didn't shorten his career or weaken him. I think Arenado, if Scott Rowland's in the Hall of Fame, Arenado's in the Hall of Fame. And I love Scott Rowland, but I'm just saying. Scott Rowland's one of my favorite players growing up. If Rowland's in the Hall of Fame, which I'm happy he is, Arenado's in the Hall of Fame. Final face-off, well, final first face-off of a period here. And the Sabres win the face-off. They win the draw. 19 minutes to go. Let's definitely focus on the hockey. Second Game 7 in 2026. Montreal versus Tampa was the first. There's only been 2 Game 7s this year. 129-19 would lead after the second. So Montreal, history favors them to win this game. Damn, Greenway got the goal. I guess they're showing how Norris put it on. Montreal saved. Tip in, I guess. Greenway tipped it in off the Samuelsson shot. Yeah, Greenway deflected the puck in. So it wasn't a laser from... The shot was from Samuelsson. Malenstein with the assist to Samuelsson. Greenway taps the puck in, but he was part of the play even before the goal. What ballot will Matthew Stafford get to the Hall of Fame? First ballot. Matt Stafford is the first ballot NFL Hall of Famer. First ballot. Like, I don't see why he wouldn't be on the first ballot. He got his Super Bowl. He's one of the most tough workman quarterbacks out there. People respected him when he was in Detroit. He got Detroit to the playoffs a couple of times. He had Megatron. Stafford's the first ballot Hall of Famer. I thought he was before the Rams, but he certainly is now. Like, before the Rams Super Bowl, Matt Stafford was a better Phillip Rivers. Now Matt Stafford is certainly a number one, a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Is he a first ballot? Probably not. Matt Stafford had a better career pre-Rams than Phillip Rivers did. Even though they're similar. Their careers were similar to the point. But now, definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. But if the Rams thing never happened, Matt Stafford, Deneau goes to the box. Matt Stafford would have been a better Phillip Rivers. Well, they both be first ballot Hall of Famers. They both would be. It's very possible. High sticking for Deneau. 2-minute penalty. Power play for Buffalo. Perfect first period for the Habs. Second period, not so much. Good defensively, but they still allowed one, which now makes his power play very dangerous. 1:55 to go. 4 for 6 in Game 6 on the power play. Tied for most power play goals in playoff game in team history. 54 times shorthanded in the postseason, the most in the NHL. How you end up... Damn, man. Shorthanded 54 times. I mean, the Leafs have never been in the playoffs long enough for that to happen to them, but they've never been that shorthanded. 131, Thompson to Quinn. Shot, save. Benson did not get the tap in. Dillon, Quinn plays it to Thompson. Tage Thompson loses the puck. Offside. But I think they're both first ballot Hall of Famers. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen puts it behind the net. 1:09 to go. Dillon halfway through the power play. I'm not going to lie. Ohio State and LSU got some competition for the title. Wide receiver USC have been sending dudes to the league consistently, and Lemon will be a dog. And that's exactly why the Patriots will get A.J. Brown. Well, also the fact that, Tuck. I probably shouldn't say that. Also, it helps that Diana Rossini definitely, definitely pushed that trade, so to speak. Patriots in for a regression this year. I think they'll be just fine. I mean, yeah, 10-7 is a regression, but they'll still make the playoffs. I still think the Patriots will make the playoffs. I mean, 11-6, 10-7, 12-5. I mean, that's a regression. They were 13-4, yeah? I mean, it's very easy for them to regress from where they were. Saved by Dobesh. I mean, it's very easy for them to regress from where they are. But think about it, Pittman, London, Addison, Lane, Lemon. Buffalo might reclaim the division. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. If we beat Buffalo at least once, I think that'll do. We're probably going to go 5-1. I think both teams are going to go 5-1 in the division. We just can't drop a game to the Dolphins or Jets. If we don't do that, we can still win the division as long as we beat the Bills at least once. Then we'd have to hope for tiebreakers or hope for Buffalo to lose somewhere else. Kind of like this year. Yeah, kind of like this year. Or they'll just have a better record overall, and that doesn't matter. Either way, 2-1. I still think the Patriots. I still think the Patriots are going to be 5-1 in the division. So that's the question. Does that? Either way, we'll see. Face off, 15:32 to go. Habs defending well. 23 scoring chances for Buffalo, 12 for the Habs. Habs had a perfect first period, but other than that, the Sabres have controlled and chased the game since. Habs have defended well, but the Sabres have had their chances, and they've scored a goal. The Chiefs are in the picture. Yeah, that's true. The Chiefs are in the picture this time. Whether we want to admit it or not, they're in the picture. So. And they drafted pretty well. I mean, I think the Chiefs drafted pretty well, all things considered. Playing forward. Matheson gets out of the forecheck. 2-1, 14:35. Shot. What a save off of. Here's a chance. Plays forward. Matheson. Shot. Behind the net. Back to Matheson. Matheson with a shot. Suzuki. And bad giveaway on the pass by Demidov. Wide. Shot! Blocked Byram. Good poke check. Covered Dobesh. Dobesh gets fouled. Oh, man. Newhook, yeah. Newhook had a good shot there. Dobesh is up. I mean, Dobesh got ran there. Mahomes is coming back, and the Chiefs will indeed be ready to win games again. It's just if the defense can hold it down long enough. Agreed. Brock returned. Are you kidding me? Brock Lesnar returned. Not going to lie, the Texans probably win the South over the Jags. Really, though? I don't know. TV timeout. Let's see. No penalty on Buffalo. 13:47 to go. No penalty on Buffalo? I think CJ Stroud is cooked. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I don't know why Trevor cut his hair. Neutral point of view, I don't know how Zucker got away with that. I have no idea either. Like, he ran the dude. Straight up ran the dude. But then again, Sam Bennett got away with the Anthony Stolarz thing. So you know what? I shouldn't be surprised. Let's see. Dobesh. The NFC North will definitely have a new winner. Don't they have a new winner every year? Like the NFC North, Montreal Canadiens have only had one shot in the last 16 minutes. They are parking the bus. They are parking the bus. Big time. They're parking the bus big time. Ravens will be back this year. Might be stronger than under Harbaugh. It's funny. Garbage. That was funny. The Giants might actually be better under Harbaugh too, though, ironically enough. Brock attacked Oba. It was a fake retirement. Damn, man. Really? They brought back Brock. I should have known. Damn it. Playing forward. Shot goal! Buffalo ties it! Buffalo ties it! It's 2-2! Oh my! Oh my! Buffalo ties it at 2. Goal for Rasmus Dahlin. Wow. Face-off won by the Sabres. It's played to Dahlin, and he shoots it and roofs it. Shoots it and roofs it. Over the arm of Dobesh, and it's in. It's 2-2 with 13 minutes to go. Owen Power and McLeod with the assist. McLeod with the assist. Four goals in the playoffs, most by a defenseman this postseason. Now the Habs have to answer back. Allowed a goal, they have to answer back. Can they get out of their shell? Not the time to be chokers, Montreal. This feels familiar. I don't know why, but this feels familiar. I did say we were looking for an overtime. Slavkovsky. Shot! Ukka-Pekka Luukkonen. It's defended away. 12:54. The Sabres have dominated this period, even though the Canadiens are playing good defense up to that. They've been dominating for. What do I have to do with it? Jesus Christ! Stop thanking me and blaming me for everything. Jesus Christ! What do I have to do with it? 12:54. 6:27 6:27 through the period. 2-2. Habs, can they get one back or take the lead back late? Now you can't pull the goalie because at least you're playing for overtime. If the Habs get a power play, they might really need to push it there. But they have come out of their shell since the goal was allowed. It's better to be thanked than blamed. Shot blocked away by Dobesh. Good steal. Habs chasing. Dano dumps it in right to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Covers it for offensive zone faceoff. Good to know. 11:53. Face off. Five shots to 0 in the third period. Montreal's getting absolutely caved. Dumped into the offensive zone. Shot wide. Oh, bad steal. Had no time to really deal with the puck there. And no foul. Somebody broke their stick. Offensive zone time, 13-17 for the Sabres, 8:51 for Montreal. Montreal started hot. They honestly are choking. They've gotten worse as the games went on. Matheson. I can't say they've been bad, but they've definitely lost dominance as the game's gone on. Montreal start off the better team. Now Buffalo's starting to gain the run of play. Ironically enough, I feel like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has a bad start to a game playing forward. And then he just gets better as it goes. And I think that's exactly what's happened here. And in Game 5. Game 4? Game 4, actually. Shot. Covered by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Game 4 in this game, that's exactly what's happened. Is Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen started a bit late, but he got better as the game went on. And the Canadiens took advantage of the early, not as good Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, but he gets better as the game goes on. New Hook, Caulfield, they had the lead, and then they gave it up. Kind of looks exactly like Game 5, except in Buffalo, ironically enough. One team with multi-goal comeback wins in Game 6 and 7 of the series. Buffalo could become the second. He's a damn good goalie, I won't deny it. Well, I don't think anybody would. I said he was better than Lyon. Turns out, what do you know? Buffalo easily could have gotten knocked out in 5 or 6 if they didn't go to him. The fact they're here is because they went to him. Now, Game 5 was a disaster for him, comparatively. It's in! Buffalo! The puck trickles in! No goal! No goal! What? The puck trickled in, but it's the referees saying no goal. It's 2-2. No goal. Wow. I need to see the replay here. It got pushed. Dobesh dropped it, and it went through his legs. I don't see how this is not. It was poked in. What? No goal. TV timeout. TV timeout. The puck was actually loose when the whistle went. He jammed it out of his pads. Too quick of a whistle. Refs whistled. It's a dead play. Whistle was blown before the no goal. The referee whistled before the puck went in. Whistle blew before the rebound was put in. No goal. I wonder if they could check it. Controversy galore. Should have counted, but Wes McCauley going to put his stamp on the game one way or another. I hate Wes McCauley. Face-off. It is no goal. Offensive zone face-off sets off basically a freeze. And it's 2-2. 72 shot attempts to 39. Montreal is getting absolutely freaking caved. Icing. Look. Offensive zone face-off for Montreal. 9:47. Face-off. But Buffalo definitely, since about halfway, has been the more dominant team. Sabres have only won one Game 7. This would be their second if they figured out how to win it. Rings the puck around the boards. Montreal has it. Shot blocked away. Wake up, boys. Wake up. Playing forward. New hook. Here's a chance. New hook still has it. Dumps it on. Goulet. Blocked. $8:55 to go. 52% of Game 7s are decided by one goal. So here we are. Who's going to get that goal? At this point, it looks like it's going to be decided by a goal. Whether Habs score before the end of the third and we have an empty net and Buffalo scores or not, or we go to overtime. Looks like this one will be decided by a goal. By who? Don't know. Shot blocked. 8:23. Less than final 10 minutes. Boys, let's see how this goes. So, Pumas Cruz Azules Thursday and Sunday. That called off goal is going to have an insane butterfly effect. Okay. Playing forward. I don't think he helped. The ref helped Montreal. Wes McCauley's just a jackass. Wes McCauley is just a shit ref. Shot covered by Dobesh. Face off. See a couple popular food review TikTokers went to Japan and distracted the food and businesses there. No, I didn't see anything about that. But I guess what? Gaijins being assholes again? Gaijins being assholes and not knowing how to act in Japan? Figures. What? I swear, I'm disappointed, man. Like, I swear. Like, I know how to act in Japan. I wouldn't be a dumbass gaijin. They wouldn't look at me like, oh, another gaijin. They'd be like, oh, he kind of knows his stuff. Respect. I can't stand these gaijin foreigners, and that's what it means. I can't stand these gaijin who go to Japan and don't know how to act, or they act like an asshole just for content. It pisses me off to no end. Playing forward. Blocked away by Suzuki. It's like crazy, man. It's crazy. One of them spit the food out dramatically on camera, even though it's a place that has thousands of 5-star reviews, because disrespectful acts like that, the business saw a sharp sales decline. Yeah, because Japan's a country built on respect. If you disrespect something in Japan, that must mean something. Now, I don't know why they listen to a gaijin, but unless it was foreigners listening to the gaijin and not going to the place. But either way, like, Japan's a very respectful country that's based off respect and care and community, so to speak. And playing forward. Shot. Goes wide. Anybody? But again, it's a very community country, respectful country. The two guys also showed up to the food truck 2 days earlier, agreed upon. It was only supposed to be one reviewer getting free food, $160 bill. Also, by the way, you don't tip in Japan. They found that an insult. So you're supposed to get good service. They found an insult if you tip, just so you know. I didn't even know that until recently. But he brought his other food review homie with him, so essentially they scammed the business out of so much food. Man, it pisses me off, bro. Dobesh allowed 2 on 31 shots. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen allowed 2 goals on 20 shots. Demidov has the puck, got stripped. Goulet couldn't keep the positioning. 5:58. We're getting to the final 5 minutes of the third period. This is fun, boys. This is fun. But again, it all comes back to that, doesn't it? Either way. They've both been great tonight, though. I mean, I agree. It's not like one's been bad and one hasn't. I mean, 2 really good goals by Buffalo. I mean, I can't even really get mad. Streaks down the slot. Shot by Dobesh. Shot saved by Dobesh. And that just shows you that his homie was less egregious, but he insulted the business and called it the worst food in Tokyo, despite the review not lining up with that statement. I'm so freaking embarrassed at these gaijin. I swear, bro. And by the way, we'll leave it alone. The creators' names are Life of Clan and Vince Eats. Well, thank you for telling me so I don't watch their asses. Thank you. So I never watch their content. Thank you very much. Two. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this game before we have to go to overtime. Or Life of Cayenne, okay. Not Clan Cayenne, okay. I didn't. It looked like an L, not an I. Exactly. 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 But it sucks for when it happens in other countries. But when it happens in Japan, you've disrespected a country built on disrespect, or built on respect, I should say. And they don't deserve that. And you're basically hurting a community. Well, good. I agree with that. See, that's being shitty and trying to get a business closed and being clickbaity. That's something. And disrespecting a culture, that's something worth being canceled for. At least that one makes sense. 75 shot attempts to 44. So, playing forward. Shot blocked away. 20 shots at 32. Spins around for a Michigan. Does not get it. But I agree. I don't even know these guys, and I canceled them. Or I'll cancel them. I'm with you. People being shitty gaijin, yeah, that's definitely some to... Yeah, I'll agree with that. 424. Oh. I'm surprised that wasn't called a trip. Montreal playing forward. Caulfield. Puck around the back of the net. Montreal pressing for it. Life of Cayenne also spit out food at other places at Tokyo on camera. Why do you do this? Like, Japanese food is one of the best cuisines in the world. Like, if you spit out Japanese food, or even like dog it like that, man, I can't. No. Like, are you really a food reviewer? Like, there are cuisines you don't like. I mean, yeah, food can be cooked badly. I get it, but Japanese food, come on, man, that's one of the best cuisines in the world. Japanese, Italian, and Mexican food. Those are three cuisines where if you don't, and that went off the ref, I think. 3:01 to go, 2-2. Like, I don't like that, man. I don't like that. Like, those are three cuisines. Defensive zone face-off for Montreal. Buffalo in their offensive zone. Dude, I can't. Here comes Montreal. Here's a chance. Shot. Missed. Wasn't really a good shot, but it was almost a breakaway. That might have been Montreal's chance to get it before overtime, and they didn't. Put on. Cleared. Can they break again? Dumps it in. What hustle. Man, I wish they scored there. I don't know. He kind of got pulled down there, though. I'm not going to lie. But either way, playing forward. Can Montreal get a late one? And there's a breakaway for Buffalo. It goes back into the slot, tipped away. Montreal back to Buffalo. What a back and forth game here. Suzuki, Caulfield. Caulfield brought down the middle of the ice. 1:46 to go. So close to an overtime. Can't pull your goalie because at least you're in a place where you can get overtime if you do or you don't. 129. Back the other way. Final 1:30 of the game. 2-2. There hasn't been an overtime this series yet. We might be headed to one in Game 7. Kind of called it. Either way, Evans. Sabres back the other way. Dumped out. Montreal, 54 seconds to go. Final possible attack for the Habs, and that's going to be an icing. Defensive zone face-off for the Habs, 50.8. We'll have another 20 minutes before the overtime period, and then we will see them play. Playing forward. Buffalo takes it back to center. 45 seconds. Dumps it out, but there really isn't much to do with it. 36 seconds left in the third period. Well, Game 7s are normally decided by one goal. We're at a position where if one is scored, we will see a one-goal win for the team who wins this game. Next goal wins. Yankees win 7-6. Ah, fuck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to overtime. 2-2 after 3. We're going to overtime. Next goal wins. And the team who scores, I agree, should have kept Mako in. I don't exactly know what he was trying to do there, but he should have kept Mako in. We got overtime. Put up your fours. We're going to overtime. Put up your fours. We're going to overtime, boys. We'll have a intermission of 16 minutes. And let's see where this game goes. Fours. Game. Next goal wins, boys. Next goal wins. We'll take a short break and we'll be back. We'll be back. Sit tight, be back. All right, we're back for the intermission of the overtime. $20 minutes to play in the next 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go to overtime. And we have 20 minutes to play. There will be another 20-minute period to play in overtime, but next goal wins. $20 minutes to go, boys. Buffalo's been better since the halfway point of this game, or more dominant since the halfway point of this game. Montreal defended well, but I feel like they're kind of gassing out. I kind of feel like they're gassing out. And overall, if you really want to look at it, I think the Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, yeah, he had 2 bad goals allowed early, but other than that, he's been solid. Like, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen gave up 2 tough goals in the first period, but ever since then, he's been dominant. Kind of like Game 5, or kind of like Game 4. Kind of Game 4. Kind of like Game 4. Kind of like Game 6 once he came in. If Buffalo wins, it'll be the 2 teams in the Eastern Conference Finals the Leafs last lost to in the Eastern Conference Finals. If this was the Jets, I'd be having a heart attack, and I'm still feeling the excitement here. If this was the Leafs, I'd be a nervous wreck. Especially in the second round. Because our Game 7 was a domination. The second round we made in 23, we couldn't even get to a Game 7. I could only imagine a Game 7 in the postseason where we had the lead and then blew it and then went to overtime in the second round. I would be a nervous wreck. I'd be chopping. I'd be biting my fingernails to the quick. I'd be sweating like a motherfucker. I mean, I know the first round is something. I mean, I've seen them be in the first round like that in overtime in Game 7 like that. Especially, 2013? And it wasn't even a 2-goal lead. It was a 3-goal lead in the third period of a Game 7. And it was the spring of 2013. I was in grade 6. The second semester of my grade 6 year. I was in grade 6. I was sweating. I was a nervous wreck. And then after that game ended, I cried myself to sleep. Buffalo in 2013, I was a nervous wreck. And we should have never been there in the first place, but man, I still have a soft spot for that team. That 2013 Leafs team, I still have a soft spot for that team, even though it ended the way it did. Corsi was the thing that year, my friends. But, yeah, Leafs in overtime in round 1 is enough of a freaking nervous breakdown. I can only imagine round 2 or 3 in Game 7 overtime. I could only imagine. Because that's all I can do is imagine. I can only imagine. The viral Japanese Sandos from Sandoichi just came back to Denver, and they'll be here for longer than a month. They're here until August. Shit, if I could get to Denver, I would go. That sounds good. If I could get to Denver, I'd go. 6 minutes to start overtime. Raspberry rhubarb Sando. Now that's not exactly. Either way. Either way, I'm not exactly. Second Game 7 of the year goes to overtime. 2-2. Next goal wins to go to the Eastern Conference Final. Don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas. It depends on how they handle it, though. Are they going to just fuck off for a while, or are they going to put their head in the sand and just keep kicking and pushing and try to see if they could survive this? I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's better to stick your head in the sand and try to push your way through. Sometimes it's not. And in their case, it's not. Their case, it's not. 4:36 to go in overtime. For them, no, it's not a good choice to fight. Sometimes it is a good choice to fight. Well, I mean, of course, there are people still supporting them, but it's kind of sad they're getting not dragged by everybody. Last game 7 for Buffalo was Flyers Sabres in 2011, and the Flyers won 5-2. Montreal's Subban. Game 7 in 2011 for them was a Subban overtime winner against the Bruins. Or no. Subban got 2 goals and the Bruins won 4-3. Yeah, that was the year the Bruins won the Cup. My bad. They were showing one of Subban's goals in that game. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. 2011. Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. My bad. Habs better not embarrass PK again. Welcome to Vegas. We're so happy to have you until we're done with you and unceremoniously dump you publicly, you piece of shit. But you get a free sword. You just got to pull it out of your back first. Man, I still remember. Man, that was the most badass post in hockey history. When they posted the Marc-Andre Fleury back sword in the back post. Remember that? Stabbed in the back post with a sword. Man, that was crazy. Man, that was crazy. And somehow it stuck. Streets will always remember in a way. Fleury's our goalie still to this day. Man, I wish he was still playing, man. I miss Fleury. I think he still would have some in the tank. It was cool to see him play that preseason game for Pittsburgh, though. Streets also remember Lehner and his downfall. Robin Lehner and his downfall, yeah. And then Aiden Hill won him a Stanley Cup. And then now, what the hell's going on with him? And now they got Carter Hart. Here comes overtime. Montreal Canadiens are 3-3 in Game 7 overtime. The Sabres are 1-2. Their last wins, I think, both were in the 90s. Fleury deserves his biggest ring. He was there long enough to warrant it. Yeah. But he has some with Pittsburgh as well, so... Suzuki and Norris up for the face-off. Suzuki wins the face-off, and here we go. 1 goal. That's all we need. If only we're able to hold on to Thompson. Yeah. I mean, Carter Hart's actually playing well in the playoffs. There are some hockey coverage people that I know damn well hate having to talk good about him. Like they squirm saying good things about him. Shot blocked away by Dobesh. 2 points on 5-on-5 for Caulfield and Slavkovsky, 16 on the power play. I mean, he actually is playing well, though. I mean, on the merits of the way he's actually playing as a goalie, Carter Hart's had an amazing postseason. Shot wide. Yeah, he's a morally gray person for sure. He's playing well in goal, though. Interesting. Playing forward. My point is this. Carter Hart was found not guilty. He's back in the NHL. I mean, yeah, you could say how you feel about him, but to act like he shouldn't get his chance back in the league, which he got it, they ain't going to suspend him for something he wasn't found guilty for. They ain't going to blackball. Well, he's not Trevor Bauer, but the only person I've ever seen gotten blackballed for something that they didn't do was Trevor Bauer. But that's because Trevor Bauer is... Well, Trevor Bauer's personality is definitely abrasive. But I don't exactly think that was the problem either. It was he made Manfred look like a fucking idiot. And they used... See, part of these things sometimes are... if people want your head on a platter, they'll find any reason to put your head on a platter. Even if it's bullshit. Trevor Bauer was one of those people. I mean, you didn't see the same thing. Hell, Michael Vick got to play the NFL again and nobody complained. Different situation, but still. Dude was actually guilty of dogfighting. And yes, he's done things to playing for it, done things to atone for that sin, while also being in prison. But when he got out of prison, guess what? Michael Vick got to play again. And he actually got to coach. He coaches a team now in college, so I know, different situation, but still. People have always found animal abuse to be scummy. That's something that's never changed. And he still got another chance. And he went to jail. So, do with that what you will. So my point is this. Carter Hart may be a morally great person, but he was not guilty. You're telling me you can't have an NHL career? He has one. So, I'm just saying. You can have your opinions, but if you want him to get... I've never heard about Carter Hart being an asshole like Trevor Bauer. And he never embarrassed Gary Bettman, so that's why he didn't get blackballed. I think the Trevor Bauer thing made people think like, oh, we could just get anybody blackball we want. No, there was a reason. It was because Trevor Bauer is an asshole who embarrassed Gary or Rob Manfred. It's not even because he's an asshole. He just embarrassed Rob Manfred. You think he wants him in the league? And they got their reason to blackball him, and they sure did it. Why? Either way, enough about that. I'm just saying. Not that. But, I mean, it is kind of hilarious to see people who wanted. It is kind of hilarious to see people who were vehemently anti-Carter Hart have to say good things about him because he's playing well. Not that I'm happy for Carter. It's just fucking hilarious. You can just see them shaking. It's fucking hilarious. You can just see those people vibrating. It's fucking hilarious. Wide. What if we got 7 overtimes? Oh my god, no. Then I'd be eating freaking potato skins at like 5 in the morning. Oh my. Oh, they're putting 4 men. Okay, now they're putting somebody on the other side of it. Okay. And somebody's stick just broke. Shot wide. How many mines have you stepped on tonight, Ryan? Probably about, by the time this stream's over, probably about 5. I probably stepped on 5 landmines tonight. The Jack Layton, Mark Carney thing. The blocked away. The cat people thing. The vegan thing, which kind of connected to the... Yeah, I've stepped on like 5 landmines tonight, wide. Spicy. Spicy. Not that it's any defense. I just find it hilarious. Evans in the center. I just find it hilarious. That's all I was saying. Playing forward. My point is, you can't blackball somebody they're not legally guilty for. That's my only point. And the fact there are people who wanted his ass blackballed now having to say how good he's doing in the playoffs, and they're fucking vibrating when they say it. It's funny, that's all. It ain't a defense, it's just funny. And again, I'll say Michael Vick. That man actually went to jail for dogfighting, which is a totally different thing. But he was guilty of what he did, and he got to come back to the NFL. And everybody's always thought animal abuse is scummy. That never changed. So what exactly... Again, call it what it is. 1240. Call it what it is. Yeah, he's a Vegas goalie. He had to come up, didn't he? Because they've had their goalie problems. Playing forward. And that's going to be icing. Who was that Falcons player who got? Yeah, he did that shit. He needs to be thrown under. You see what I'm saying? .4 shots at 35. Yep. Montreal is kind of getting... Are we going in another overtime? When I land in LA next month, I'm going straight to Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach for like 4 hours. Got to start off with a bang. That sounds pretty fun. Sounds pretty fun. .11:34. Montreal playing it back. Shot wide. Anderson. I've never heard of Manhattan Beach. I think I've heard of Hermosa, though. I've never heard of Manhattan Beach, though. They're right by the airport, walkable. Playing forward. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen doesn't get to it. I remember that reel you sent me about being an LA douche after going to LA. Like, nah, that would just not look good on me. I think we've already talked about that. But I would gladly try In-N-Out, but I would not be... I would gladly try In-N-Out, but... That was funny. I'm like... Maybe you, but not me. Playing forward, shot wide. I'm too much of a redneck. I could not be a LA douche without looking stupid. Hermosa's north of Redondo Beach and south of Manhattan Beach. Like, it would look so fake. Being an LA douche would be so fake. Like, at best, I'd look like an Ole Miss frat boy. Like, if I acted like an LA douche, I'd look like an Ole Miss frat boy. That wouldn't sit well with me. That wouldn't sit well with me at all. I mean, go to all the LA spots, sure, that's fine. But acting like I'm from LA because of it, I don't want to act like an Ole Miss frat boy because that's as close as I'm going to get. Give me some khaki shorts and a fucking white polo shirt with a freaking Colonel Reb on it. Get the fuck out of here. Shot. .908 icing. Hellenius. Quinn. But I would go to In-N-Out. I'd probably go to Erewhon. I think I'd go to Erewhon. I'd at least try it. Let's see what else is there. I think it'd just be easier for me to go if the Blue Jays went back to the World Series. And just wear a Jays jersey and be like that guy. Because I would be that guy. 908. There's another version of Erewhon now. It's called Laurel and Supply, and they do the same shit as Erewhon. Quite literally copy them. I want a piece of that. Is it cheaper? Got any collabs for the World Cup? As far as I know, no. But I'm sure something will come up for the World Cup where I go on somebody's channel. Like Ryan LFC, I'm sure something will come up. It's not cheaper. Maybe Rafa. I'm sure some will pop up to where I guest on somebody's channel to talk about the World Cup. I'm sure some will come up. If it is, it's probably obvious who it's going to be. But either way. It's in West Hollywood. I'm not surprised. Face off, 908. Can the Habs get a defensive zone face-off win? No. Saved by Dobesh, another defensive zone face-off. Are we going to have a second overtime? Face off, Montreal. Makes sense. Shot, covered by Dobesh. Damn, that's sad. Champions League final will not be free to watch in the UK for the first time in the modern era. Damn. Playing forward. Here they go. Shot, goal! Goal! New Hook! It's Montreal with a laser! And it's a 3-2 win for the Montreal Canadiens! And they're going to the Eastern Conference Final. Wow. It's over. Alex Newhook. Honestly, been their best player all series. It had to be him, right? Overtime winner. A laser from Newey. Carrier with the assist. Just over halfway through overtime. Wow. What a finish. What a finish. Wow. Wow. Oh, my. Oh, my. Habs Hurricanes. Good steal by the Habs. Carrier plays it to Newhook. He skates in and shoots. And just past the pad of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Wow. Nui does it. And he just beats Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. He throws on a hope and a prayer, and it's enough. Alex Newhook, the hero for the Montreal Canadiens. Seventh goal of the postseason. Even strength. Carrier with the assist. And there's the handshake line. And there's your Final Four. Wow. Wow. Carrier with the assists. And it is 11:22 through the overtime. 3-2. And the Habs win the series. Four to 3 in overtime. Buffalo Sabres, take out your Presto cards and get aboard the L train. But you are going somewhere different. You are going to Elimination Station because your dreams of being the Stanley Cup champion, your dreams of winning 16 games in the NHL playoffs, your dreams of breaking the mediocrity of Buffalo, your dreams of making Josh Allen happy, your dreams of becoming the team out of nowhere to win the Stanley Cup have been absolutely deleted. You lose. Speaking of, congratulations to Chisel Adonis for getting 1 million subs, by the way. Congratulations. You love it. You love it. 3-2 Montreal. Habs versus Hurricanes, Eastern Conference Final. The Atlantic regular season champions lose for the second straight year in the second round. Ha! Fuck you, Buffalo. Multiple Game 7 clinchers in the same postseason. The second player in NHL history, Newhook. Nathan Horton was the first. Who was a former Leaf. Stuck on Rowita Island. Stuck on Rowita Island, my boys. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Hit that like button. As Leafs fans, Montreal won. We didn't win here. Dude, I'm not 80 years old. I don't give a fuck. It's not a rivalry to me. The rivalry between Toronto and Montreal is freaking soccer, football, and Canadian football. I'm not in my 80s. I don't see it. I'm sorry. Montreal and the Leafs have sucked a whole hell of a lot in my life. And the only time we've lost to them in my life, we fucking did it to ourselves. I enjoy watching Habs play. I don't see them as a rival, not as much as I do CF Montreal, and hell, not as much as I do the Alouettes. I'm not 80. Hell, my dad probably don't see it that way. As I said, the last time Habs Leafs was a real rivalry, my dad wasn't even in my pop's sack. So that's the way I see it. Certainly ain't been a rivalry in my life besides passing it down. It certainly hasn't been. Fuck Ottawa. Ottawa's the real rivalry when it comes to hockey. And Boston. And honestly, Buffalo. And I hate Chicago more than I hate Montreal, but that's because I'm also a Blues fan second, so that's on me. I don't mind. It's fine. I don't mind. It's fine. We did it to ourselves. 21 we did to ourselves. I can't hate Montreal for that. We did that one to ourselves. We did that one to ourselves. Ottawa is a bunch of pricks. Yes. Yes. They always have been. Always have been. Dovesh was huge not player of the game. I guess I got to do 3 stars, don't I? I might have to. I might have to do a classic 3 stars because I don't know if I could not say New Hook. Aye. With that being said, wow. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification on subscribe. Send stats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Hit that join button. Become a member. Hit that hide button to put this up in the algorithm. Send some chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this game. And we'll see how good that video does. With that being said, I'll see you later. Tuesday, we're off. Wednesday, we're back for the Europa League final. I'll see you Wednesday after the video. I'll see you Wednesday as well. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. What a game, man. 17th Game 7 win in franchise history for the Habs. 6-0 after a loss in the playoffs. Haven't lost consecutive games since March 15th. Wow. Sit tight, be back. I'm out. Peace.